Hi and welcome to this video on the book of 2 Corinthians. The book of 2 Corinthians is a letter written by the Apostle Paul to the Christian community in Corinth, and it is the 8th book in the New Testament of the Bible. In this video, we will be taking a brief look at the main themes and teachings of the book of 2 Corinthians, as well as its place in the context of the New Testament. The book of 2 Corinthians is a relatively long book, consisting of 13 chapters. It is structured in a way that follows the structure of a letter, with an introduction, body, and conclusion. The book of 2 Corinthians begins with a greeting from Paul to the Christian community in Corinth, and it then goes on to address a number of issues and concerns that were facing the Corinthian church at the time. These issues and concerns included the authority of Paul as an apostle. The book of 2 Corinthians contains teachings about the authority of Paul as an apostle, and it defends his ministry and teachings against those who were questioning or opposing him. The importance of faith and reliance on God. The book of 2 Corinthians also contains teachings about the importance of faith and reliance on God, and it encourages believers to trust in God and to rely on His strength and power. The concept of reconciliation. The book of 2 Corinthians also contains teachings about reconciliation, and it encourages believers to seek reconciliation with one another and with God. In addition to the themes and teachings mentioned above, the book of 2 Corinthians also contains a number of other important themes and teachings that are relevant to Christians today. Some of these themes and teachings include the concept of suffering. The book of 2 Corinthians is known for its emphasis on the concept of suffering, and it teaches that suffering is a normal and necessary part of the Christian life. It encourages believers to persevere through suffering and to rely on God's strength and grace. The concept of the New Covenant. The book of 2 Corinthians also contains teachings about the New Covenant, and it teaches that through Jesus Christ, believers have been reconciled to God and are able to have a personal relationship with Him. It emphasizes the importance of living in light of this new covenant. The concept of the ministry of reconciliation. The book of 2 Corinthians also contains teachings about the ministry of reconciliation, and it encourages believers to share the message of reconciliation with others and to be ambassadors of Christ to the world. In conclusion, the book of 2 Corinthians is an important and influential part of the New Testament, and it contains many themes and teachings that are still relevant to Christians today. Its emphasis on the authority of Paul, the importance of faith and reliance on God, and the concept of reconciliation are all important themes that continue to speak to believers today. The book of 2 Corinthians is also an important resource for understanding the early Christian church and the challenges and struggles that it faced. Its teachings about suffering and the New Covenant are also timeless and enduring, and they speak to people of all ages and cultures. Whether you are a person of faith or simply interested in the teachings of the Christian faith, the book of 2 Corinthians is definitely worth exploring. Its message of hope, grace, and reconciliation is one that continues to inspire and encourage believers today.